Hello, Seeker, and welcome to the Sword of Truth podcast, the chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a pot full of craft beer on the side. I'm Nate, and I'm here with Jade and Aaron.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
Who are, I assure you, excited to be here. And today we're going to be putting the heat on Chapter 66 of Temple of the Winds.
We are. But I just want to put it out there. It's not like this is like a fucking Candyland episode, you know?
Yeah, I was actually debating whether or not doing a little thing at the beginning and being like, hey, so we do some rough material on this show, you could say. This is one of those that's a little extra spicy. Not spicy in a good way, like spicy in a bad way.
Oh.
Like spicy like your uncle brings over to your family party and it's the weird sauce and he's like, no, it's really good. And then you eat it and then you have pain in your stomach for 3 days.
Like it's just hot for no reason. Like it's not hot with like, it's flavor.
It's painful hot.
Yeah.
Nobody should eat that because it's kind of bad for you type level.
Yeah. But that one asshole is going to be like, I don't feel it at all.
Look, I realize I lost the analogy about, well, probably before I started, but it's like that. This is a rough episode. It does concern torture and things that are unpleasant.
I want to talk more about your uncle.
Yeah.
How did he make you feel? No, I was with you the whole time. It was just the beginning part where you were like, yeah, my uncle that always brought this. And I'm like, I didn't have that uncle.
It's weirdly specific.
Yeah, that felt a little too specific. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine now.
Okay.
I also
do
not eat super spicy food.
Okay.
I've been traumatized.
So you've not done the one chip challenge?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
Fuck no.
He did, however, I will say he did bring up for the Patreon doing something along those lines, and I was like, I will judge a challenge, absolutely. You could do that to yourself if you want to, but my children were like, no, Aaron's done that. He told us not to do that.
Yeah, I have done it. I passed out on the toilet from pain, Nate. From pain.
Speaking of pain, I got there. I just had to wait for the right moment. No, this chapter has nothing to do with spicy food, I assure you.
Spoilers!
But if you're still here, let me tell you what this chapter is about. This chapter opens with Drefan smiling, which we know at this point is almost assuredly going to be a bad thing. He's got Cara. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, yeah.
No, I was agreeing with you. I just said, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a bad thing.
He's got Cara tied up, and she is bloody. Without her power, she's just a mere woman, and therefore, no match for him.
I mean, apparently he is a really big fucking dude, okay? So
he is a big guy. I mean, he's got an advantage on most regular people, I would say.
Yeah. Look, I'm totally in agreement that you can have fair competition between men and women, but even between men versus men, there's weight classes.
Yeah, that's true.
For a reason.
Yeah.
A 300-pound, 6'6" dude is always going to beat a 5'5", 125-pound dude. Or, 99 times out of 100.
I was gonna say, yeah, right. Not always. You seen little people, like, okay.
What?
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that. Like, smaller people who have beat the shit out of giant people all the time.
Because they're quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can get around them.
Yeah, if both are trained combatants, odds are the bigger dude's going to win almost every time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Dref's a big dude. Cara, even if we just go by averages, Dref would outweigh Cara and therefore would have the advantage going into the fight.
Yeah, I mean, laws of averages, right?
Yeah. Especially because he got the drop on her. He surprised her. Spoilers, we find out that he was like hiding behind a door or something.
Yeah, well, he used her auras. He knew exactly because he had healed her before, so he's got like intimate knowledge of her.
That's right.
And so he was able to like pinch an aura or something and get her, which is kind of eerily similar to what the Mord Sith do when they capture someone's magic. And now, granted, she doesn't have her power right now.
Yeah.
But this isn't that, but he can still like grab the air around a person.
Yeah.
And force them to do what he wants them to do.
Pressure points.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if it was around her or if he just, like, grabbed a pressure point in her shoulder.
I took
Could very well be.
I took it as that.
The point of this whole note, I think, is that Drefan's got delusions of grandeur. Because he's oh, no mere woman could fuck me up.
Yeah.
He's like, but they could, dude.
Yeah.
But they could.
Yeah.
Oh, he's thinking, oh, look, I took down a legendary Mord Sith.
Yeah.
They're not that bad. It's like, well, okay.
And like
it's a way
earlier,
to leave out a lot of details.
Yeah, it's convenient for his brain.
Yeah.
But also, like earlier in the book, we are dealing with a serial killer here. And most times in the path of a serial killer, towards the end, they feel untouchable because they haven't gotten caught yet.
Yeah.
Drefan is fully at this stage.
Yeah.
This is usually when mistakes get made.
Yeah, and this is also when, at this point, it's not going to stop. There's no more cooling off period. It's going to escalate until somebody forces him to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool.
Ooh, awesome.
Well, he unbuttons her top and he pulls her pants down in preparation for what he's going to do to her. He says he's not going to rape her. He's never raped anybody. Right. Thank you. I was. She calls him a twisted bastard, and he really does not like this. Like, he reacts in a not quite a violent way, right? But it's like
more unhinged.
Yeah, the blood pressure goes up.
Yeah,
you could tell.
Yeah, because she, when he undresses her, she starts. What's the word? She starts. Not tempting. She starts like prodding him. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna rape me, dude. I've been raped.
That's unoriginal.
I've
Get
been
it
raped,
over with.
my guy.
We're bored. Yeah.
This is no big deal. This doesn't affect me. Like, and he's, and that's when it's like
she's talking so much shit.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And then he goes, well, I'm not gonna do that. And that's when she goes, bastard.
Yeah, he doesn't.
You're
like
a no good bastard.
Yeah.
And that B word.
Yeah,
holds a little weight. With
he's got
Dref.
some daddy issues. That's what this all comes back to.
Why?
I don't know.
He wants to know where Richard and Kaylin are, obviously, right? The soldiers say that the bond is back, and the voices told him that Kaylin went somewhere in the Sliff, but they weren't sure where.
Because the Sliff ain't no snitch.
That's right. Won't tell anybody anything. But the voices.
Yeah.
That's not the Sliff, right?
No.
No. He's had voices.
Are we assuming at this point they're the same voices as the last baddie? Brogan. Yeah. Toby.
That's what I was thinking.
Jagang was in his brain, right?
That's what I was thinking.
So here's another baddie, also Jagang in his brain.
The only other option is that he is legitimately crazy.
Yeah.
And the voice, but it just seems too coincidental based on the things that the voices have said to him.
Every person, while Jagang is still alive, every person that has voices in their head, I'm defaulting to, well, it's Jagang. He's the voice that they're hearing.
Yeah, well, because that's his thing, right?
Yeah, and now
he gets into brains.
We know that it's easier for Jagang to get into magic users, but he can get into non-magic users' heads.
I believe. Well,
I'm
think
pretty sure Al said that's what it is.
That could be. I have to read the comment again. I remember it was something like that. It was designed to get into magic users' minds.
Yes, but he can get into non-magic. It's just like way more difficult.
Which is why it is a strange long-term ploy.
But it makes sense too that Dref would be worth it. Right?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
It makes sense.
We were secret talking.
I know. I picked up on that.
Meet me under the table.
Something's going on. But yeah, it would make sense that if that is how it works, if it takes him extra, Dref is a worthwhile target because it's Richard's brother.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And Richard's his number one wanted, dead or alive. So he's gonna go after Dref. If it's Jagang, of course he'd win after Dref. That makes complete sense.
Yeah. Otherwise, and also, I guess a fully viable option, the guy is just absolutely fucking nuts. But it is coincidental.
Yes, there's that too.
It is coincidental that his crazy voices are like, kill and rape the mother confessor, and,
Yeah.
Well, they're probably painting a picture for him to where, look at how terrible everything is. Probably whatever Jagang's been doing, right, and up to. And then he says, oh, this is the guy that's causing it all. It's your brother. Now, don't you want to make that right? Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's weird that we miss out on some of the dialogue around Drefan. Same when they got split up to go into the room for the switch thing. It's like he said something to Richard, don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Up until this point, he's got voices, but we don't know what they really say. Like, we might have a good idea, but...
We've been in his head, but we've not heard the voices in his head.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
We've heard him think about what the voices have said.
Yeah, he's given them a name. They're the voices.
Yeah, and he's been like, the voices said, but we've never actually heard them say anything.
You're totally right. We assume they're real because Drefan is thinking this in his brain.
Well, they're real to Dref.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's the best way to put it, I think. Yeah. He wouldn't be lying to himself. So they're in there. He is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Or, that's fucking terrifying, though, when you think about it. It's like, oh, so-and-so is crazy. And it's like, no, I really do have this weird demon-type person inside of my brain who sees me in my dreams. And you're like, you are fucking nutballs.
It is also, though, interesting that they know that she went through this lift, but they don't know where she was. But I guess Jagang knew that his people traveled somewhere, right? And that he probably saw Kaylin before she murdered everybody for a split second. He had to know. He knew she was there.
Yeah, I was saying we're assuming like Jagang can see the people's like through the people's eyes whose heads he's in.
Yeah.
So like he was in Janet's.
Yeah.
Or was in Janet or Amelia's head, which means he was probably seeing what they're seeing.
Yeah, so he probably should know.
So he saw Kaylin.
Unless he just didn't know where they were.
Which means if he was, and he's also in Dref's head, why wouldn't he warn Dref that Kaylin's about to come through the sliff?
That his people died? I don't know. So,
Interesting.
Or he just didn't know where that was because his people were put in a carriage and then walked through the jungle.
True.
So he didn't know maybe that they were in the Hagen Woods. I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting line of thought. We should probably move on, though.
So Drefan really wants to know where Richard and Kaylin are, but the only talking that Cara is going to be doing is talking shit.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
I was doing a little more research on this scene today that we're about to get to. I found a blog. I will find it and post the link somewhere, but it's all the smart-ass shit that the Mord Sith say in, like, the whole book series. This scene popped up. They got a section for, like, Cara and just all of her badass quotes. And one of those lines was from this fucking chapter where she says that Richard is going to cut Drefan into little pieces. She also calls him a stupid pig when he chains the iron pot to her belly, because she's too big for the pot, dumbass, right? But it's not for her, it's for the rats.
Yeah.
But I also loved Drefan's response when he's like, no, I'm going to cut Richard into pieces. Little Richard pieces. Yeah. Like, what the fuck, dude? Don't use the same threat. That's fucking lame.
Yeah.
That is straight up schoolyard, like early, young, whatever, elementary.
No, you're a stupid poopy head.
You're dumb. No, you're dumb. Yeah. My dad could beat up your dad.
She caught him off guard, and he was like, fuck, I didn't have anything for that. Now I look dumb. Okay, so here's the situation. He is going to Too Fast, Too Furious her. The pot and the rats.
Yeah.
That's the chosen method of torture for this episode.
And he knows why rats. He knows why it has to be rats.
Yeah,
because fucking Kaylin.
Yeah,
couldn't keep her goddamn mouth shut.
Yeah,
and we talked about that.
She kind of let the rat out of the bag, you know.
Wow.
Out of the pot. She let the
rat out of the pot.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel confident in fine saying this. We were right. Kaylin should have kept her fucking mouth shut.
Yeah. I know I pushed back a little bit when we were talking about it, but then I read this chapter. I was like, oh, yeah. Because people can use that shit against you, not just laugh at you.
It would take a lot to recover after a relationship after something like this. The whole chapter, the guiltiness on your conscience without you telling them, without you giving that knowledge over in the first place would be enough. But then adding that in there, like...
Yeah, there should be a quick scene with Cara and Kaylin where Cara just looks at Kaylin and goes, "You don't get to tell me no for the next 6 months. I am going to constantly ask you for favors. You are going to do my laundry. You are going to do all of my chores.
Yeah, no shit.
You will tell me where you're going when I ask, because you fucking suck."
Well, I don't know. It's also just like somebody like Cara never trusted anybody with that type of information before.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like you're breaching the
that is
trust
not,
that was never wanting to. She didn't want to give you that trust in the first place, and then
that
she
is
did.
Not how Sisters of the Aegil should be treating each other.
Fuck no.
No.
I mean, she's going to remember this forever. Am I wrong?
No. This is a traumatic fucking event. And
Well-
like, yeah, I know it wasn't malicious. She didn't spread it maliciously.
Yeah,
but that
You're
doesn't
also
really
never
change
going to
it.
forget it.
Yeah, I told you that in confidence, and
But-
you fucking told people.
Nate, she will forget. I have a feeling she's going to forget in the book.
I think this is one of those maybe forgive but never quite forget
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah,
It should be.
I think we
You
don't
think that might-
get those conversations
Yeah.
in the book.
Drefan stuffs 3 rats
Oh,
under the pot.
back to the fun.
Back to the fun, yeah. And tightens the chain. She says they feel fuzzy and warm. Look, Dref, this really ain't that bad. They're cozy. I could take a nap. This is nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. I needed a break today. But then he puts a hot piece of coal on top of this pot. The coal, the idea of the torture here is that the coal will heat the pot and the rats are going to want to get out. They're not going through the metal pot, so they are going through your stomach.
Yeah, because they have sharp little teeth and little claws.
They do. We have 2 rats here. I know we talked about them before on the show.
Oh.
Little Joey and Paul, and they're fucking amazing. And they also do have very sharp little teeth and claws.
Yeah.
I forgot their names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The size of them, you wouldn't
Paul.
think that they're capable of much, but they are. Boy, when you give them some food they really like, they can tear anything to shreds.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
They could fuck your belly up pretty quick.
Yeah, I will take your word for it. I'm not going to ask for proof.
I was considering making a joke about, well, we have them right here, Aaron, and I brought my pot, but I would never subject the ratty boys through that. Because that would be
Exactly.
terrible.
That is torture
you
for
will
them.
subject me to that, but you're not going to put the rats through it. That's what you just said.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Well, I think we need to acknowledge that nobody talks about the rats. That's not talked about enough. And
It's
you
true.
know,
Poor fucking rat.
yeah, everyone's
true. That's a good
worried
point.
about the human underneath the pot. Fuck. What about the rats?
I mean, if I'm the human, I'm slightly worried.
They
but,
didn't ask for that. They're getting baked. They're getting baked alive.
Like, I get it, but also, like, if it's me, I'm worried.
Yeah.
That's,
well,
you would not be alone in that.
No.
Cara is also very worried,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And this is the moment when her shit-talking stops. She starts losing that world-class confidence of hers. And I don't really blame her, 'cause she's like, oh shit, this is really happening. Until now, it's been like, okay, he's got the pot, he's got the rats. I am chained to a table, but he's not doing anything yet. So I'm going to try and deter him from doing that. But, like, it's happening now. She's not, like, lashing out anymore. Now she's in self-preservation mode. She
Yeah.
gets a little quieter. Her breathing gets more ragged, and, like, shit is real now.
yeah, she's just trying to keep her shit together as much as she can through all of this, and that's as much as she can do right now. It's just not lose her shit completely.
Want to know what I do to avoid losing my shit?
What's that?
I like to drink beer.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a healthy coping mechanism.
Hot take. I bet Cara would love a beer right about
Yeah,
now.
probably.
My therapist disagrees with you, but we don't need to talk about it. So we are going to try to get our cool back, and we're going to take a short break. And we'll be back right after this.
Breakity break break.
And we got our beers. And today, we are drinking Hell or High Pomegranate?
What?
I didn't...
You sound confident.
Look, I didn't pre-read the can, and that's my fault. We are drinking Hell or High Pomegranate. Pomegranate. I don't... Look, guys. I'm not great with fruits, okay?
This is your first one, you say?
I haven't drank any yet. That was my can I opened. But look, this is a beer brewed with the thing and natural flavor. It's a seasonal release. It's a seasonal release. I don't see the brewery on here.
21st Amendment, it's right inside the title.
Oh, it's the 21st Amendment Brewery. I'm sorry, 21st Amendment. Your beer doesn't deserve this kind of treatment. I don't know, actually. I haven't drank it yet. But it's coming in at 4.9%. So
Yep.
I will throw it to someone who has drank some of it yet. Jade, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's pretty good. We got it because I really like the Winter Red Bull from a few years ago. That was pomegranate.
Pomegranate. That's what I said.
Just how that's pronounced.
Yep.
Would you classify that as a... No, we can't go into fruit or vegetable right now. But...
Well, it's definitely a fruit. And Aaron, do you think it's a berry?
I don't want to answer the
Okay.
question.
Well, I think it's great. It's not quite as good as a pomegranate Red Bull.
River beer?
Yeah, I think it could be a river beer. Yeah.
I think this could be a river beer.
I think it could be. I do think there's more I would prefer over this.
Yeah, it does have a ghost of it does remind me slightly of the the Winter Red Bull.
Yeah.
So I give it extra points for that.
That's what it is. The pomegranate is very good, but like a lot of beers, it tastes like the rind of the orange.
Yeah.
Or the heel. I don't know what it is. The outside of the skin.
I know a lot about
what I
fruit.
mean?
You can ask me.
I don't know, but I
That's
know,
right. That's
you did nail pomegranate though.
You're not getting the fruit flavor.
It's
you're
like grape.
getting the essence.
It's like grape in the color purple. Like, it's not grape flavored. It's purple flavored.
There's a difference. Yeah.
But
Well,
it's good.
in honor of the 21st Amendment Brewery, how many amendments would you give this beer? Jade?
6.5.
Nate?
I think I'm gonna go 7. 7.
7? The
Yeah.
7?
7.
I'm going 6. It's just okay for me, dog.
Yeah.
It's good.
I like
there's
the
been a lot
pomegranate
better.
flavor. I do, but it's also not like the cherry IPA.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
vivid flavor of cherry. It's like it's pomegranate, sure,
Yeah.
but it's like I said, the essence, not the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Do we have to or
No.
no? Okay. Well, hey guys, thank you very much for listening.
Wow.
No, I'm gonna do the thing.
I feel like they might be a little upset.
I'm not gonna stop. That's not gonna happen. I just, it's uncomfortable, Aaron.
Hey,
all right.
we're all here together. This is a safe place. Everyone else has had to read this chapter just like us. Misery loves company.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So let's be miserable together.
He, being Drefan, piles on the coals and demands to know where Richard is. Now, Cara is determined not to tell him, but her breathing becomes ragged. She starts to jerk around. She's tensing her muscles. She is obviously distracted and in a good amount of distress.
Yeah. Not having fun.
That's a not incorrect statement.
Understatement of the year. Hey, Cara. Hey, buddy. That doesn't look like it's a lot of fun. Why are you doing that?
You know what? You're not going to believe this. I'm Cara, by the way. It's not.
Well, Drefan sees blood run from the rim of the pot. That's right. The rats have started digging. Cara lets out her first scream, which honestly, my very first read through, didn't expect that. I thought this was going to be one of those things where Cara was going to die and you'd be like, wow, she didn't scream, not even once. Totally expected that from Cara, even knowing that she was terrified of rats. But no, she's still a fucking human being, and yeah, she's going to scream.
Yeah, everyone gets to their breaking point where it doesn't matter if you're trying to be a tough ass or not. This is torture. Like, yeah, you might not want to scream, but you have to. Your body reacts in a certain way.
And I think it's only because it's rats. I think if somehow I don't know what other animal, like if for some reason he put kittens in there, I don't think Cara would have screamed.
She might have screamed at the kittens.
Oh yeah, she'd be screaming at the kittens. She would have started shit talking kittens.
You think you're fucking cute just because you're a kitten?
Yeah, I do think, and it's kind of like we were talking about something completely different, but before we recorded, but it was not, or I guess this was kind of subverting expectations. Because you were expecting Cara to stay quiet, and she didn't. She gave up right away.
Yeah.
She was like, nope, these are fucking rats. I'm out. I don't like this. This is literally worst case scenario.
It's her
we
one
will say,
thing.
not necessarily right away. Like, she dealt with it for like a minute until they are actively, I think it's once her worst nightmare is actively happening.
Yes.
Because they used to chew on her feet and chew on her before.
Yeah.
So that happening and then like chewing through her body is probably like, that's the core of the terror, the phobia.
Right. Because she was shit-talking him when she thought she was going to get raped. This is worse than rape for her.
And well,
that says something.
Even when the rats were just underneath the pot, she was like, "Oh, they're warm and fuzzy." So the presence of the rat isn't necessary. Like, she doesn't like them, but that's
the rat's
necessary.
Biting her.
Yeah, them digging into her skin is what got
That's the core memory.
I think this is, unfortunately, good writing. Like, I give Terry credit for this because it's like, oh fuck.
This
like,
whole thing,
you're like, she's going to tough it out. She's more than Cara. She's a main character. Everything's going to be great. Nope.
Yeah, no.
She fucking screamed.
I don't know the difference between good and not good writing, Aaron, although I like these books, so there's a point for me, but like...
It's like porn. You know it when you see it. But that's me. Like, you were surprised by this.
100%.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's good writing. I think this was a perfect spot to write a surprise moment. Like, to convey how serious it is.
Drefan notices something, and he turns away from Cara. She's busy right now with the rats anyway. She'll be fine.
A little occupied.
Yeah. It's revealed to us that they are in the room with the Sliff's well, which means the thing he noticed is going to be revealed when we come back right now. Kaylin breathes out the Sliff and immediately knows that something's wrong. I got you, fucker.
Expectations subverted.
Drefan immediately grabs her, right? He takes the book, he ties her hands, or begins to. She tries to use her power on him, but it's not there. She doesn't have the magic. She can't defend herself like she used to be able to.
Yeah.
And Drefan's like, boom, gotcha. That was super easy, Kaylin. Thank you.
Which is why we thought it was weird and went into... Why did she have extra powers the last time she came out of Sliff, but not this time?
Yeah, didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
Ironically.
She couldn't see and hear that
she didn't
Dref was there?
Quietly slide up into the Sliff.
Yeah.
I don't know if the difference is that they're in a small, echoey room, so he heard everything, But Kara's also screaming. And there's rats making tons of noise and stuff, so like...
How come she couldn't hear Cara screaming? At the very least. Or maybe she did.
It does say she immediately knows something's wrong.
Yeah, that's true, but...
The way that it was put in the book was that the first thing she heard was the screaming. Like, it was really bad. It was hurting her ears. But I still think even with her enhanced vision that she apparently has sometimes, she still has to breach the threshold of the well to see what's going on. So even if she's outside of the Sliff for a moment before she gets to the top of the well, there's still a moment in time where she doesn't know what's happening, but she can hear.
I just don't know why she can't see and hear Dref. That's my confusion.
Well, I mean, I think my thing is just that in the last instance, she got the drop on everybody and nobody realized that she was there because she was able to come back quietly and sneakily. Whereas in this one... Dref is able to get the drop on her because of the way she comes in. But maybe it's just because it's in an echoey room and he was able to hear it. But again, they're screaming and rats. So I'm just...
Yeah, maybe there's a tell somehow when the Sliff arrives, like, oh, somebody's about to pop out of there. Maybe
like
don't jump in right now.
I was gonna go with an elevator ding, but it could be that. I
kind of hope it is.
I don't know for sure. It's my new headcanon.
He knocks her to the ground where she smacks her head very fucking hard. She is bleeding out of her nose, right? It's bad. She does the thing that you're never supposed to do, which is make contact with the ground in any sort of violent manner with your face. I don't know if you knew that. Not super good. I also not blaming Kaylin for this.
Advice. Wow.
I must have missed that day in school.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Turns out that's really fucking bad for you.
Good to know.
Well, she has to fight to remain conscious because this is something you might know. It does make you quite hazy.
Oh, yeah.
She got her bell rung really bad is what I'm trying to say.
It's called a concussion.
I've had it done lightly. Don't know that I ever had a concussion.
You have.
He's like, by what you've described.
If you have had what you call your bell rung, you've had a concussion, my guy.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
I'm in the double digits, for sure, because I played football. Like, I've got my bell rung a lot of times.
So good for you.
Oh, yeah, it's great. CTE. I've heard it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great. Look,
I don't know, you still seem pretty sharp to me.
I'm just glad we have fun books like this to help me not think about those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, how does the next note start?
Well, it's not going to cheer you up, buddy.
Oh, dang.
Cara is screaming and she is crying. She wants to know why Kaylin told him about the rats. Why the fuck did you tell him about the rats?
Yeah.
No, but really, why?
Yeah.
She's like, I could have dealt with anything.
Not rhetorical, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I actually would like an answer.
Yeah. Well, especially because he doesn't give the context, right? We know that Kaylin was telling the whole group at large, hey, Cara doesn't have to go down and deal with the fucking rats, right? We don't, because she doesn't fucking like that, okay? Just so everyone knows. She doesn't like that. I want her to be protected from the rats. But Dref now has been her like husband, and we know that Kaylin's been resistant to Richard coming back. Him being like, hey, Kaylin told me about it in the way that he is. I don't know. It also could have you thinking that she was sharing secrets about you in like a nefarious way, even though we know it wasn't.
Yeah. It's not great.
No.
When she sees a little rat claw emerge from the pot, she understands what's happening, and she has to keep herself from vomiting.
She being Kaylin, of course.
She being Kaylin,
Yeah.
Drefan knocks her back, and she falls onto Nadine's bag.
God, Nadine is still a problem.
Just leaving her shit
Leaving
everywhere.
her shit all over the place. God damn it,
What
Nadine.
the hell?
Ugh. That's all the stuff that she brought for Berdine.
And then she said, can I leave the rest of my shit here? Because we're going to be coming back.
That's
and I don't
right.
wanna carry
I was
it.
like, so Drefan killed her and then straight up just stole her shit.
No.
He berates her earlier in the book for it being worthless and dumb stuff. He's like, actually, this is all pretty good.
Look, if we didn't know that Nadine went to go see Berdine, that's a real valid reason for why the bag would be there.
Yeah, that's
Dref's
true.
kind of a dick. I don't
That's
know.
why I was like, so he stole her shit.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well,
he's just bad on top of worse.
I think it's looting if you kill someone and then take their stuff.
Oh, that's
usually
right.
the prompt says loot in
then
the
it doesn't
games.
count as
so it's not
theft
stealing.
as long as
You
you
don't
kill
have
him
to kill
first.
him. You can loot somebody else killed.
No, that's... Well, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, if they're alive, it's stealing. If they're dead, it's looting. I think that's how it works.
Well, he offers to let Cara go if Kaylin just tells him where the fuck Richard is. Look, I started this day wanting both of you, and now one of you has been fucking delivered right into my lap, so now I just need Richard. You give me that, I will let your friend go, and the pressure is on for Kaylin, because what the fuck are you going to do?
Yeah, Dref's having a great day.
Yeah, oh yeah.
From Dref's perspective, he's having a fucking great
Whole
day.
plan's coming together.
Yeah, the whole plan.
But Kaylin says that she doesn't know where Cara hid him. Why did that ring weird for me?
Because it's a lie.
Well, yeah, I know she knows where Richard is, but at the same time, don't point out Cara anymore. That you don't know what Cara's been saying.
I didn't
She's
get
probably
this either.
Mord Sith. So she's going to be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. She is not going to reveal that Richard is alive. Now, that already has happened.
Yeah.
We know that. But then Kaylin seems to be in on that much of the conversation when she pops out of the sliff, which is a little weird. She's like, I don't know where she put him. Like, but
that
you
bitch.
got the right person, I
know
assure
that
you.
Yeah. Why are you fucking asking
She's
me? Ask
hiding
her.
them. Yeah. You already got the pot and the table.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, what are you doing? I don't know. You got the person.
Let me go. I'll just go get it. You want some water? Do you need some water? You look hot.
This is an
Holy
A and B
shit.
conversation, my guy. I'm C. I'm out of here. See you later.
well, seeing that that's not working for Kaylin, he picks up the book and he holds it over the sliff's well. Oh, now he's got her attention.
This seems important.
Well, I don't know why Kaylin's worried. The Sliff doesn't take things that aren't magical. They don't have additive and subtractive.
But what happens if they end up just like thrown down there?
the Sliff's there.
The Sliff is gone. The Sliff dropped her off, and then it took off. We think maybe possibly because of the screaming.
I thought the Sliff was always long enough.
Here's a question that maybe we can't really get into. Do you think that the Sliff actually has tunnels that are connecting, like, through the ground? Or is there a bottom to that well somewhere, and this is a magical tube that you're traveling through?
I see where I have just been assuming that there is physical tunnels, but this is a magical thing, so it's probably the magic answer. And I think I've been a bit of a dummy up until this point.
I'm not saying that. We don't know. I'm just positing an idea.
Yeah, I mean, the tops of the wells are stone, but who the fuck knows what those were built around?
Look.
Who the fuck would have dug those holes? I mean, I know they had magic, but that's a lot of tunneling. We don't even know where all the wells are.
Has absolutely thrown me for a loop. And I think I need to sit for a moment and finish this beer and try to wrap my head around what's the Sliff is and what the tunnel situation is.
Kind of life in general, huh, bud?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to write some notes down and then get, back to that with my therapist at some point. But for now, just a quick break, and we'll be back right after this.
And we are back with the remainder of Chapter 66 of Temple of the Winds. So, Cara is being tortured on a table with rats burrowing into her stomach. Drefan has just dropped the book that Kaelin needs to save Richard down the Sliff's well. Not really sure the outcome of that. We were kind of talking about, like, the magic properties. Does it get destroyed? Does it just land in there and she can just pick it up later, so it's not a big deal? Kaelin doesn't know one way or the other. Her heart sinks because she now thinks she's not going to be able to save Richard, period. Even if she gets out of this fucking room. Like, this is something she was not planning on having to deal with.
Time sensitive.
Yes, very much so. So turning back to Cara, he holds a rat over her face and it squeaks and it claws at her and he's just being very extra right now, I feel like. But this is like the absolute bottom for Cara. She screams for the rats to be taken away, and she starts screaming for her mama, reverting back to the mentality of a helpless child. Mm-hmm. Holy fuck.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, Nate, I'm just going to let you know, didn't care for this. Don't have a lot to say about what's happening next.
No?
I think we're just going to probably get a pretty quiet note reading session here. Cause I want to get over it. I hate this. Like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I had to stop listening to this at work because, like, I was getting upset. Like, for whatever reason, it hit me at the perfect time, or not perfect time, whatever you want to call it. I felt like I'm in a bad mood now. Like, my coworkers are trying to talk to me and trying to do fun things, and I'm like, fuck you guys. So I'm like, I need to pause and listen to this later. Like, yeah. I didn't like any of this.
I don't blame you. This is fucking upsetting.
And this is why torture doesn't work, because your brain doesn't immediately go, oh, yeah, that information that you desperately wanted from me. It goes panic mode.
Yeah.
And mama. Like, it's not good. This is why it doesn't work.
You just shut down.
Yeah.
Cara's calling for her mom. You're not going to get any useful information out of her now.
Yeah.
You've broken her.
Well, yeah, she's trying to flee.
Yeah. If she tells you, even if she told you something, you couldn't really trust it anyways.
Yeah,
because...
right. Well, as she thrashes against the ropes, Kaelin begs Cara's forgiveness.
Not the time and place.
She's sorry. She didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look, if we're all going to die right now, I guess I'd rather say it than not say it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but, like, too late.
But until I'm
your forgiveness,
like, sold on the fact that I am gonna die right now, I'm gonna hang on to it.
Here's the thing: I would rather you save all your energy and then actually try to get us out of this.
Yeah, get me out of here.
Yeah, then be like, I'm so sorry. She does do things here, okay? She's working behind the scenes. Yeah,
she's working.
But from Cara's perspective, laying there, like, just hearing her be like, I'm sorry, and she just seems like she's just laying there in the corner, not trying. I'd be like, no. You save your energy and you better be fighting hard.
Yeah, be doing something. Yeah. Right now, like you said, not the time. It's just not the time.
Yeah. If we get out of this, then you can apologize.
Kaylin starts searching Nadine's bag behind her back, and she's feeling for the symbols that are etched on the side of the vials to tell what it is they
I can barely find my chapstick in my purse without actively looking in there, okay? I know what the chapstick feels like, okay? I use it every fucking day. But damn if I don't have to open that bitch up and fucking dig at the bottom and find it, okay? So, yeah.
You've just solidified in my mind that this is something that Terry's wife has done. He watched her do it and went, holy shit, did you just? And she goes, yeah, I can do that. It's fucking easy. And then he dropped something in her purse and was like, do it again.
Like, if I do it, I feel good about myself if I can ever do it blind. But it's like I wouldn't trust something like this to be like, yes, this is the right potion from my purse. Face.
Yeah. Well, then she feels it. 2 circles with a line through them. She's been looking for the cannon pepper. I almost said powder, but it is. It's cannon pepper powder.
I heard powder.
Cannon pepper, pickled peppers. Anyways.
Yeah.
She can't get the stopper out, though.
Well, it's in there real good, right? Because it's not one of those things that you want to accidentally spill in the bottom of your bag.
Right. If you could, without breaking the vial, I'm sure you would try and tap this shut with a hammer. Because you do not want it coming out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she remembered Nadine talking about this as specifically like, yeah, don't get this in your eyes, nose, mouth, ears, or any other crevices.
Any orifices? Yeah. Or anywhere. Just anywhere in general.
You even shouldn't get it on your hands.
And there are peppers like that when people cook with them, they have to wear goggles and shit because if you stand too close to it, it's going to be all burning in your eyeballs.
One chip challenge. They put a glove in the box because you're not supposed to touch the chip with your bare hands.
Oh,
that was probably smart. Like, you shouldn't, I'm not going to say you shouldn't do the 1 chip challenge, but also, like, if you're, put a glove in there. That was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remembering Nathan's words, Kaylin calls out to Drefan and tells him that she needs him, just like his whore of a mother needed his father. She says she wants to be taken. So it's, again, in his brain, it's like, this is not rape because she's asking for it, but it fucking is.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That from this point, it's not mentioned. Like Kaylin said it in earlier chapters, you're going to have to rape me.
She is consenting under duress, which is not consent.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Nailed it. We got there.
It's also kind of a bluff. Like, she's saying this.
Oh, yeah.
With the hope that it's not going to fucking happen. But she's also aware that it might fucking happen.
Yeah.
So she's aware that she's going to do what she has to do to try and get to the end of this situation.
Well, and the whole point, or a lot of this was that she knew that she can't throw the powder with her hands tied behind her back. So Dref has to be very close to her. And she knows a way to make that happen.
Yeah.
And she goes that route.
Attention.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
she does.
Nathan told her.
Right. Yeah. Right. You have to give Drefan what he wants. And that's when she realized, like, oh, maybe it's this situation. It might not be, but we're going for it.
I mean, it's a little different, but she's putting herself in the same situation that Cara is in right now. She's going to put herself in a situation where he is definitely going to do bad things.
She's going to make herself vulnerable to him.
So he pulls his knife from his belt and he starts towards her. He is a seething fucking monster. We just watched fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre the other day. This is what I'm picturing.
Oh, yeah.
He's trudging through the woods and there's nothing you can do to stop him.
I would choose to do something else with my time, yeah.
Well, run.
I wouldn't want to be
if you had the option.
I wouldn't want to be running, though. That's the worst part.
Is there a bike?
No.
Oh, yeah.
In the one we watched, there was an empty wheelchair.
I might stay.
Best you can do.
My arms are going to get tired.
Well, Kaylin finally manages to get the stopper out as Drefan kneels beside her and demands that she tell him how bad she wants him. As he leans in closer, she twists herself around and flings the powder at his face while she rolls all the way around to protect her own. She, puts it down on the ground so that the shit flying through the air, she's not going to breathe in or whatever.
Yeah, she did her best attempt at pocket sand.
So Drefan staggers and falls onto his back, gasping for breath as Kaylin tries to crawl to Cara. Drefan grabs her leg, as horror movies have happen pretty consistently. Like, you try, but you don't quite get there.
And it's in everyone.
Yeah, and pulls her back away, so she's got to try again. Even though she did not get as much into his face as she had wanted, right? It's on his cheek. It's kind of on his neck. She didn't get him directly in the eyes or the nose.
Yeah.
He still can't see because it's still fucking pepper spray, essentially.
Yeah.
And he can't breathe very well.
It wasn't a full facial.
Yeah.
He just got a waft of it, and that was enough.
Yeah.
She gets to her feet and starts to work the red-hot chain from around Cara. It burns her hands as Cara continues to scream for her mama. She sees Drefan put his hands to his sides and lay perfectly still.
Creepy.
Yeah, it is weird. She's like, what the fuck is he doing? His breathing slows down. He's like gaining control. She cries with joy as the pot falls and the rats fucking scatter. Finally, she gets some, I mean, it's probably not relief, right? But it's not as bad as it's still happening.
I would say it's relief, but yeah, like it's not like she feels good now.
Yeah.
She just feels less bad.
It's just not continuing to get worse.
Yeah. Progress.
I mean, she's not good. She's in shock.
Yeah.
Her head is lulling from side to side. She's just experienced a very traumatic thing.
Yeah, torture.
Torture, yeah.
Torture. Kaylin has to look away from her stomach to avoid getting sick. It's so bad.
Well, I just let you know, though, that it went on long enough to where it wasn't just a few little scratches.
Oh, yeah. That's an open flesh wound.
Damage that has been done.
Yeah, she's gonna be bruised, scars.
Yeah.
Like, gonna be gross.
Yeah, if she survives, like
if she survives, yeah.
Depending on where you get an open wound in your stomach.
Yeah, if we're talking intestines.
Yeah.
She tries to get the rope knots loose, but can't since Cara had pulled them tight from struggling. As she reaches for Drefan's knife, he grabs her and lifts her into the air, holds the knife in front of her face, and says, "Nasty stuff, powdered cannon pepper. Lucky for me, I know how to use my auras to overcome it. Now, my whore of a wife, it's time you paid the price for your perversion." And that is the end of chapter 66.
What a high note to end the chapter on.
Super.
That's why you can't turn your back on the serial killer. You can't hit him once. You have to annihilate their body.
Double tap
the head.
Yep.
Separate the head from the body. Like, completely destroy them.
Yeah.
Before you take any type of breath. Before you give any type of hugs. Before you take any type of drinks.
Look.
No.
I get it. If he's slumped over and clearly in like a dead person pose, I can see where maybe you would be lulled into the false confidence that he's dead.
Still,
but he planked.
Yeah.
You don't trust a man that's planking.
Yeah, he went from one position to planking.
No one has ever planked for good purposes.
No.
Don't plank. Planking's bad.
Is that your PSA for the day?
It's a fine workout. Like, look, if you want to get abs, it'll help, but just do sit-ups. Don't need to plank. Planking's hard, and I don't like it.
It is hard.
I don't trust people that plank. That's my truth.
Well, that's Aaron's truth. And now that you've heard that, we all would like to hear yours. If you would like to let us know what you thought of this chapter or this episode, you could write in your journey books to podcastatt@gmail.com, or you can follow us on any of our social medias. If you would like to support this show, you can find us on patreon.com/podcastatt and make a pledge there of any amount. If that's not your thing, you should like and subscribe to this show so you don't miss anything. Thank you all very much for listening, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
Bye.